Hi, eighth graders. This is a second video for you to watch, and it talks about figuring out how to find minor scales. We've talked about it in orchestra a little bit. Sometimes when you listen to a piece, it doesn't sound major. Perhaps it does not start or end on the name of the scale that we think it's going to be. And there are a couple other ways that we might be able to identify that it was a minor scale. But I wanted to talk today about how to figure out your choices. So you can figure out if it's a major scale, then it would be such and such, or if it were a minor scale, then it would be such and such. Okay, so you have a second worksheet and it says minor scales at the top of it. You also have this key signature review sheet, but this one doesn't necessarily talk about the minors, it just talks about the majors. And you have a sharp key signature and flat key signature worksheet that you need to do first. Okay, you need to feel very confident finding the flat and sharp key signatures in order to move on to the minors. Okay, and again, you may not need to watch this video at all. You may feel very, very comfortable, and that's fine. But that's for those of us who need a little review. Okay, so on the top of this page, I have mapped out exactly how to find a scale, what scale we're talking about, and how to put in the sharps or flats that you're going to need. After that, there are 4 different scales for you to find and write out. Okay, and when I say write out the scale, I mean write it out with letters of the alphabet like this. You don't have to write it on a staff or anything at this point. Okay, so what it says here at the top, I'll read for you. All major scales have a relative minor scale. That means they have the same key signature, okay? But they start on a different note. To find the name of the minor scale, you're going to count up to the 6th note in the major scale. Now, there are other ways to do it as well. If you have another way and you feel very confident in it, that's totally fine. Some people count backwards through half steps. If you're not super confident or secure with your half steps, then I would say try this. Okay, this is your starting note. You add the accidentals, sharps or flats from the major scale, and you're all set. But we're going to try one. Okay, so what it says here, if you can see it, it says, for example, write the D major scale. Okay, and I'm giving you the answer here. D major has 2 sharps in the key signature. So I used my typewriter, right, or my computer, and I wrote D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. A scale is 8 notes, and it goes progressively step by step or letter by letter through the alphabet. So that would be the first part of writing the D major scale. Okay, now I did say it has 2 sharps, and the first 2 sharps in the order of sharps are fat and cats, so that's why I put a sharp sign next to F and C. All right, so hopefully you're following along now. Okay, now we're down to this next line here, and it says count up to the 6th note in the scale. Okay, so I'm going to count through. I'm going to use my fingers. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B. Okay, B is the 6th note in the D scale, not B sharp, not B flat, nothing. Okay, B will become the starting note of your minor scale because I said it's the same, it just starts on a different note. So it says write out the B scale, so that's what I did here. I used my computer again. I went B, C, D, E, F, G. There is no H, so we go back to the beginning, A, B. Again, a scale is 8 notes long, and it goes in order through the alphabet until you run out of notes. The last thing that we have to do here, add the sharps from the D major scale. So which sharps were up here? F sharp and C sharp. We're going to put them down here, and on this 3rd line, I did it. So the B minor scale has the same sharps in it as the D major scale, but it doesn't start on the same note. Okay? So we're going to go through, and as long as you're watching this video, I'm going to help you out, and I'm going to solve the first one for you. Okay, it says your turn. Number 1, what scale has 3 sharps? Okay, so that might boggle your mind right away because that's the trickiest way to do it. I might skip that one first and go down to the 2nd line, which says which sharps are they? Okay, and I have 3 spots. So if I say which sharps are they and there are 3 spots, you should remember fat, cats, go. So I'm going to fill them in right there. And this is a Word document, so you can use your computer and you can do it. Okay, fat cats, go. Now I can solve the answer here for number 1. So it says, what scale has 3 sharps? I go fat cats, go, and I go up 1 letter in the alphabet past G. Now there is no H in music. We talked about that in the last video. So you're going to go to the A scale. So I'm going to write that in. It's not a scale. It is the A scale, or the A major scale. So I put little parentheses around, or little quotes around it. Okay, I'm going to go down. It says write out the scale. Okay, so if it's the A scale, I start on the note A, and I'm going to write A, B, C, D, E, F, G. When I get to G, I've got to go back to the beginning, and I go to A. So that's what it looks like, line 3. Okay, what is the 6th note of the scale? That's the next question. So I can start right here. A, B, C, D, E, F. F is the 6th note of the scale. Now the only thing I forgot about is I forgot to put in my sharps from up here. So I'd written out the numbers, but I didn't put in the sharp sign. So let's put in a sharp sign next to F, a sharp sign next to C, and a sharp sign next to G. So now the 6th note of the scale is not an F, but it's an F sharp. So that's what I'm going to write in my next spot. We're getting there. Now it says, write out a scale starting on that note. So I'm going to start on F sharp and go through the alphabet. So I'm going to write F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. And then add the accidentals from the scale in line number 3 to the scale in line number 5, which means add the sharps from the A scale and put them in the F scale. So I'm going to put F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp in here. So I am done with number 1. Okay, so what you should have is F sharp, G sharp, whole step, A, half step, B, whole step, C sharp, whole step, D, half step, E, D to E is a whole step, and then a whole step at the end. Okay, so F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp. This is correct for this. Okay, when you go to the second page, you have one more page. It has 3 more. So the first one is a sharp. What scale has no sharps? Hopefully you know that one. And then the 4th one down there has what scale has 3 flats. Okay, I'll give you one hint. Number 3. I'm not going to say it out loud, but there's your hint. All right, so give it a try. Like I said, you have to feel very comfortable doing the sharp and flat keys on their own in order to change it to minors. But especially like once we get to Suzuki Book 3 or so, we have a lot of pieces that will play in major and then in the relative minor. So we may keep the same key signature. We may change our key signature. We may have might have a different kind of minor, and I will talk about that later, but not right now. All right, so hopefully you understand. If not, shoot me an email, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.